In this video, we're going to talk about if high ticket sales is a scam. So why do you have to pay to get a high ticket sales job? What's up with that? In no other sales industry do you have to pay somebody to get a good job or a good sales job. So why does high ticket sales work this way? Do you have to join a paid program or community to succeed at this? And I'm making this video because I always hear from pathetic losers usually, oh, why do I have to pay to get a job? That's a scam, right? That's some bullshit. Ha ha ha. I would never do that. I'm not buying the course, bro. Put the course in the bag, bro. And they also say things like, oh, well, I could just get a good job for free because this is America and that's how everything works and I'm entitled to everything. But that's actually not how reality works, and that's not how this current internet business market works. Now, is it totally possible for you to get a legit high ticket sales role on your own? Of course. I tell you exactly how to do that all the time, all over this channel. I literally gatekeep nothing. But without joining a program or community, it will be more difficult for you to get access to legitimate opportunities. And most importantly, most people on their own, like without the help and accountability of someone, are not going to stick with this process long enough to actually get into a good role and succeed. So what does this all mean in detail though? Let's define all this. First, when I say it's going to be difficult, I don't mean like every good role is being held back from you or something, or you can't get access to it. That's not what I mean. But what I see happen is that most people don't follow through and they don't stay consistent on their own. So they will apply, reach out for a few days, send some messages for a few days, fill out a couple applications, and then they just give up like that fast. Or they hit like one spot where they have a question, and instead of trying to figure it out and just sending it, they just give up. In my experience, is what most people will do. But when you join a program like mine or someone else's, you have someone holding your hand and keeping you accountable. That is a big part of what you're paying for, and that is basically all people need to succeed. They need some kind of like plan and accountability, because you and I or whoever are working together to get it done. So I have a vested interest in your success. You are 100 times more likely to succeed that way, period. Think about what typically stops you from starting something or when you want to give up. It's because you don't really know what to do next. There's just a lot of uncertainty. And instead of stepping into that uncertainty and just trying to figure it out, most people are just going to give up. But in a program, you always have someone to give you an answer, right? So you always have somewhere to turn and someone to direct you on what to do next. And that's the main reason programs like mine exist, is because people need that accountability and certainty. They just want to know, okay, this is going to work. Like, I am going to succeed. But a loser will see a program like mine and they're like, oh, I can just get a job on my own. Ha 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 ha. But then they never do. They never ever do, bro. I've never ever seen somebody that was complaining about paid programs or paid communities or whatever go and get a job on their own, succeed, and then be like, hey, look, it's me. Remember me? The guy that was talking shit? I did it, bro. I went and did it, bro. I've never seen that. Ever. The people that succeed, they're just like, okay, I'm interested in doing this. How does this work? Okay, I need to join a program. All right, which one? Okay, I'm going to join today. And then they just do that immediately. Like, they do all that in the span of a couple days. They don't sit there and like complain that things aren't the way they think they should be. But if you just really want to do this on your own, all you need to do is do what I say in my videos. You just need to do, this is really not that complicated. This isn't like starting a business where there's a lot of things you need to figure out. This is as cut and dry as it gets. And you just need to do what I talk about in my videos every day, and you will get one of these roles. It's really not that hard, dude. People just don't do anything. They literally do nothing but watch videos on their phone. That's it. That's not going to get you anything. And another advantage of working with someone like me is I'm just going to speed up this process for you, and I'm going to save you lots of time and mistakes, which is why I pay for things, which we'll talk about later. But while you can totally get a job on your own, you're going to come across obstacles that you're not sure about. So let's say when you go on interviews, you don't know if this is a legitimate job. Are they lying to me? I can't really tell. Will I make the money that they're quoting me I'm going to make? Well, I don't really know that either. Why do they want me to do outbound and cold outreach? I thought this was an inbound role, and it's on and on and on and on. And some of these situations I can't specifically address in a YouTube video. I can only address them when they come up. And if you're in a program, then I can help you deal with those. I can just make sure that you avoid a ton of mistakes and get into a good job much faster, which translates to you making a lot of money faster. The main benefit of any program or course is just helping you achieve the result faster or helping you avoid all the mistakes you're gonna make on your own. And for me, when I need to get something in business and sales, I just instantly go and pay for the information and the help. I don't even think about it. I do it immediately because I want the result now. I want it fast. Why? Think about it like this. When people are like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to pay, for a program, bro. I think I'm gonna just try to do it on my own. I'm like it's just so stupid. Like, why would I want to do it on my own and it take longer to get the result? But like that's stupid. Oh, you don't want to pay someone to help you get results faster? You'd rather it take longer and be more difficult because you want to do it on your own? So you're stupid then. Got it. So that aside, you don't need to join a program, all caps, but it's way more likely that you do succeed, and it will just happen faster if you do. That is the punchline. Second, a lot of opportunities that you will not get access to are just because they're not advertised or posted anywhere. So like good high ticket closer roles are not on fucking ZipRecruiter or Indeed. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them aren't checking their Instagram DMs. A lot of them are, but then there's a lot that aren't. The most successful businesses, they're gonna go to someone that they know already and just ask them if they know a sales rep, or they're gonna reach out to a program like mine and send the opportunity to me and say, hey, give this to your reps. Do you have any good sales reps? So some of these really great roles that would be handed to you on a plate in a program, you may never see those. And the whole reason why paid high ticket sales job programs exist, or what created this industry in the first place, which no losers understand, is because there's no hiring processes in place in this industry for businesses to hire salespeople like there are in massive companies or in corporate scenarios. Like when a high ticket sales business owner needs to hire a salesperson, where does he go? He's just gonna ask his friend. There's no like massive recruiting companies that do this. There's no systems in place. Corporate jobs have built up those processes and systems in places to hire people over decades and decades, whereas high ticket internet sales has only become prevalent in the last like 5 to 10 years. So let's say I run a high ticket business through my Instagram, my YouTube, which I do, and also through paid traffic. When do I need to hire a salesperson? Like, where does that guy go? To Indeed? And what, sift through 900 entry-level morons job applications? Hell fucking no. You think he wants to do that shit? He don't want to do that shit. If you've ever had to sift through job applications from a job site, you would, bro, I can't even say what I want to say on here. You would want to delete yourself. You'd be like, this is the job pool? These are the people? Oh, and they have to do that for weeks, sometimes months, just to find one good person. That's why my programs exist. So they don't have to waste time doing this. Business owners don't want to hire people. Hiring good people is extremely hard because most people are dumb. So they have to put a lot of time and effort into it, and they don't want to put a lot of time and effort into it. They'd rather put a lot of time and effort into needle-moving activities that are going to make them more money, increase the revenue of their business. Not sitting through 900 interviews with morons just to find one good person to take fucking sales calls. You see what I mean? That's why these programs exist. That's why you pay to find the good jobs. So there's nowhere for them to go, and that's why programs like mine were created. And it's also to help you, like we've been talking about this whole video, fast track yourself into good opportunities. So it serves both sides. So when some like moron in a comment is like, this is a scam, I'm not, put the course in the bag, bro. I'm like, oh, okay, you're an idiot. Next, another reason why it's more difficult without a program is the interview process. And this is low key. The real reason this is so difficult on your own. Straight up, this is it. If I had to pick one thing, this is why. Let's say you actually have the intestinal fortitude to stick with something consistently, which most people don't, and you do outreach and applying long enough to start getting on lots of interviews. Okay, you're getting multiple interviews consistently, which puts you in like the 0.001% of people that try to get into this. But when you get on these interviews, you have no idea what to ask, brother. You don't know how to vet the opportunity. You have no idea what you should be looking for at all because you have no idea what you're doing. Now, I do talk about this in all my YouTube videos. I tell you what questions to ask. I tell you how to vet these roles. However, lots of people, for some reason, they forget or they don't ask the questions. Or lots of things, more specifically, things come up that they weren't ready for that I can't predict in a YouTube video. You know? So watching YouTube videos is not the same as me directly working with you and preparing you for every specific interview before you go on it and telling you exactly what to say, exactly what to do. Every single role is going to be different, and if you don't vet a role well during an interview, you're just going to miss red flags. And then you might end up you might accept a bad job and end up wasting a couple months in a shitty role, and then it spits you out the other side in the fetal position in a shriveled up ball of despair and sadness. And guess what? Now you have to start all over again because you probably haven't been doing outreach or applying or going on interviews for the past couple of months where you were working that shitty job you thought was going to turn out good, but they totally psyoped you and lied to you and you made no money. Imagine yourself in that scenario. Now you're starting over. Avoiding that horrible experience and making sure that a role is completely legit before you start is just a massive advantage you get with a program. So with someone like me, I'm going to send you on those interviews with specific questions. And after the interview, you will come back to me and we will talk about it. You will tell me everything that they said. What were the details of the role? And if there's any red flags at all, I will see them instantly. And I will tell you, and we will figure it out. We will make sure the role is legit before you even start. And another reason, on top of this tower of reasons I'm giving you why programs like mine exist, is because business owners want to bring on salespeople who've already been vetted. So this kind of goes back to the Indeed ZipRecruiter example. They don't want to fucking sit on job boards and do these fucking interviews. They're busy. The last thing they want to do is bring on someone who's going to give them more problems or someone that they have to spend a ton of time on, okay? Remember, they just spent a ton of time sifting through 487 fucking morons job applications and 487 interviews with entry-level people, right? Now they they're like, finally choose someone and they get you in there and they're like, oh, now I've still got to spend all this time on you? You see it from the business owner's perspective? When someone comes from a program like mine, they know that that person has been verified to some degree because they're serious enough to invest into their success and into a program, okay? They've also had to get past me. I don't just accept anybody, okay? So it's a vetting process, and the business owner knows, okay, this person is much more likely to be a quality hire than some random person that I don't know or just sent me a DM or something. So they basically know they're not getting an unreliable person, which is why the previously mentioned pathetic losers who want to do it on their own, that's typically them, the unreliable people. The business owner knows that they're bringing on someone who's going to work hard and do a good job right out of the gate, whereas if you're a random person, they don't know those things yet. Now, the flip side, can you still have a good interview and get hired on your own? Of course, that happens all the time. But the point stands. When someone comes from a program like mine, the business owner has that peace of mind. Okay, this person's much more likely to be a quality hire, which is a big deal for them. And like I said, they know this person invested money into getting one of these roles. People don't do that unless they're serious and they really want to succeed. That's who business owners want to hire. Joining a program is only going to make it way more likely that you land a legit role. It's only going to help you do this faster. That period. And the punchline of this video is if you're not willing to do that, you should ask yourself if you really want to get one of these jobs. So like I said earlier, when someone says to me, they're like, bro, I don't know, I'm just kind of looking at programs. I think I'm going to try to do it on my own first. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm looking at them like, you look stupid. I know that you're not serious about this. You're not serious about this at all. You're just talking shit. You're a talker. You're not a doer. And being a talker's fucking whack. Being a talker's lame. That's how serious people look at you when you say stuff like this. When you talk to them about your plans, what you're gonna do, they're just like, yeah, okay. Just so you know. When I want something, I will literally do anything to get it. Anything. I will pay for whatever. I don't give a shit what it costs. I will make any change to myself I have to. I'll look in the mirror and make the most uncomfortable fucking decisions I have to. I don't give a shit. There's nothing I'm not willing to do to get what I want. Even if it makes me extremely uncomfortable and it's extremely painful to go through. Because I only care about the result. Like, that's what I care about. So all of this other stuff, if it's necessary, then what? There's nothing else to do, right? So when people are mad in comment sections that they have to pay for things when it comes to knowledge around business, money, or jobs, or to get help, I just know that they really don't want it. They're not serious. They're just a giant baby that wants to have temper tantrums on their toy phone and be angry. Like, that's what they want to do. Like, some people want results. Some people just want to do that. They just want to be emotional and cry. They think if they complain enough that the universe or God is going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's so hard for you. Like, it's not hard for the other 10 billion people on this planet. You know? I'm so sorry. It's so difficult for you. Let me come down and wipe your ass and fucking make it okay for you, you grown man baby. I'm so sorry. Here's everything you wanted because you complained long enough. Like, you may not be consciously thinking that that's why you're doing this, but that's what dudes do. They think if they get frustrated enough, like when they were a child and they just whined enough, their parents eventually gave them the fucking toy or whatever. It's the same behavior. That's where it comes from. Isn't that crazy? I've joined programs, courses, all types of shit, and every single one of them provided me with some type of benefit or helped me move ahead. Every one of them, even the ones that weren't that great. Because sometimes it was just the person I ended up meeting through those things, or like the revelation I had getting into them, like, oh, this is wrong, but this is right. And none of those things would have happened if I had never paid for all these things. Joining things like this improves your skills, you meet more people, you get access to more opportunities. I've yet to see any downside to doing things like this. And I will continue to pay and join things like this forever. So you do not need to join a program to get a legitimate high-paying, high-ticket sales role. No, you do not. You can 100% do this on your own and find a legitimate role. Remember, it's just a sales job. Salespeople are always extremely in demand. Always. If you just go do the work, you will succeed. Cause and effect. You can always count on that to be real. If you take action and you never stop, you will get results. And I also wouldn't make all this free content if I didn't want you to succeed and get money and change your life. I would gatekeep all of it. I literally gatekeep nothing. Like, you can take everything I tell you to do on this YouTube, you can implement it, and you will eventually land a high ticket sales role. Like, it's just cause and effect, bro. But the question is, do you want to do that faster and more efficiently and significantly increase your chances of success? Or do you want it to take a while and try to do it on your own, where there's a high likelihood that you will get frustrated and give up, or you don't succeed at all, rises significantly? That's up to you. That's the end of the video. If you want my help getting a closer role or a setter role, go to the links in the description. Until next time.